Hey, let me talk to you later. I'm going live.
Okay, did you send it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
What's up, Triple? What's up with the Army, man? What's going on? What's going on, man? It's your boy DJ. I am the general of this Army. Today, man, I was like, you know what? Let me go live. Let me really get to chop it up with the Army. Let me talk to y'all. Let me let y'all know what's going on. Because everybody's always like, what you went to jail for? Yeah, arrested. What up, Codex? Codex the Grinch. So what's up with it? Only use 3 words. Welcome everybody as they hit the live, man. Go ahead and like it. Go ahead and drop that, you know what I'm saying? I know I missed you, Numbers. Glad you here, brother. Glad you here. Gonna give it a little time, man. Let everybody bring it on in. I know. What up, Nutty? You missed the Q&A last night. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably do another one of those again. What's popping? I know y'all all been like, yo, you know the back, you know the story, you know the what. You feel me? Everybody knows DJ went to jail for murder and some other charges, attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and shooting and habit of dwelling, all with the benefits of a gang. But I ain't never really sat down and just talked to y'all about it. So I said, what better way than the live stream? That way y'all can, instead of having to, drop the comments, hey man, I missed what let's chop it up. I feel, man, there's not a day goes by I don't regret the decision to take somebody's life. I regret joining the gang. I regret being so deeply mentally involved with the gang, because that's what it was for me. It was really my mentality was all off. And so it was like, what I got to do for the hood, what I need to do, what, all that type of stuff. So I'm going to take y'all back. March 5th, 2006. It was, matter of fact, around this time, 6:32, when me and some other guys sat inside of a hotel room or a motel room and plotted a hunting style murder against a rival gang, right? So before I get into it, I did 15 years. Let's go ahead and give it 15 seconds of silence. We're gonna wait till it get to the 3-minute mark, and I'm gonna tell y'all, go ahead, let's give a moment of silence for the deceased victim, their families, and everybody that was affected by this crime. All right, man. So with that being said, I'm going to take y'all back. So it was 2006, March 5th, 2006. This is the day I caught my life-altering crime. This is the day that not only did I affect my own life in an adverse way, I affected the universe, and I affected somebody else's family, entire generations, and things of that nature with my ignorance. You know what I mean? So March 5th, 2006. The Raymond Avenue Crips, they were in a vicious gang war with the Legend Crips. At that time, me and my mother, we weren't seeing eye to eye on a lot of things. So I decided, let me just run away from home. Okay, let me just stop to answer this question real quick. And from here on out, not on no thirsty tip, but if you really want your question answered as I'm telling the story and everything like that, send me a super chat. But yeah, I did get more than 15 years, Mr. Hutchesy or something like that. So I actually received a life sentence. It was 100 years in total. My lawyer filed a motion in court, got the 35 years of life for the conspiracy to commit murder to be stayed, which left me with 65 to life. They took off about 7 years and left me with 58 years to life. Then they ended up calling me back down and taking the 8 years off, which left me with 50 to life, and they gave me another 15 to life sentence for the shooting habit dwelling, because that was the crime that I only got 8 years for, 3 years for the shooting, 5 years for the gang enhancement. And so I was left with 65 years of life through vigorous, vigorous self-discipline and put myself through the rehabilitative stage. I was able to the merit in me as a human being was saw. It was seen by then Governor Jerry Brown of California, and so he decided to give me a commutation. And what that is he commuted my sentence. He took off uh, 40. They took the 65 off and I had 58. So he left me. He took off 43 years and they gave me 15 years to life. And so I went to parole board once. They denied me parole. Said that I still had signs of suffering from peer pressure, and then my gang ties weren't cut. It was still kind of like too fresh. You know what I mean? It's like somebody doing some bad stuff, and all of a sudden they say, "Oh no, I'm good now." You're like, "That's too soon, my man." So that was that. So I got a 3-year denial by the parole board. On their own, without me requesting, the parole board advanced my case. So they sent me back to the before the BPH, which is the Board of Parole Hearings, and that was what 18 months. And so in 18 months, I was right back before a different commissioner to see if I was to be found suitable, if I was suitable for parole, which ultimately they said that I was, and I was released from prison. So that's what the 15 is. It's not I was given 15 years. I got, what I deserve. I always tell people that I'm very clear that I always got what I deserve. I deserved every bit of a life sentence, if not even a death penalty, just because it's like a life for a life. So that's how I got out. That's me in a nutshell. So now, boom. And then welcome everybody who just joined the stream, who just joined the chat. Appreciate the comments and everything. So boom, March 5th, 2006. How this crime even occurred, right? I was waiting to see this girl named Tasha that I had just started talking to. And so she stayed on Myrtle and Hardy, right across the street from Centinela Hospital in Inglewood, California. So I was sitting there waiting on her when we seen a group of rival gang members roll by. And immediately we get to dissing them. F wooty whoop, Raymond Crib, woo. We was banging and getting. And to be honest with you, I'm going to be real with you. I don't think nobody in the car knew that when we called our big homies to tell them that we seen a car full of our rivals, that it was going to be a murder. It was going to happen, because that night I had we had plans to go to the movies with some girls and get a hotel suite with the jacuzzi in it. And, we just kept just saying, oh man, the day was going good. I put it like that. Everybody was like doing good, happy. I mean, as happy as you can be as a gang member, right? Because we still was low lives. But, we saw the rivals, called the homies, hey, cuz, we just seen the whoop-de-whoops, cuz, all the little stuff that people say is a part of that lifestyle. And immediately like, oh, cuz, where y'all at? I'm like, oh, we at the Airport Parkview Motel. Whoa. So they're like, all right, hey, y'all stay there. We're going to pull up. So they pulled up with the guns. Hey, man, I need some shooters. Me being so deeply involved in my warped belief system, I'm like, yo, because for me, my gang was like the army, in my opinion. Like, I was trying to be all I could be. I always say, like, I didn't want to be a regular gang member. I didn't want to just be somebody from the hood. I wanted to be like, oh, Wooty Whoop? Like, oh, yeah. And he said I could be right here. Like, oh, okay. Oh, for sure. I wanted to I wanted to be somebody from the neighborhood, because I didn't feel like I was nobody in my own life. I was going through so much stuff, man. Me and my mom weren't seeing eye to eye. I didn't like her boyfriend. I don't know, man. I was just feeling trapped in my life, bro. I was so caught up with trying to chase girls and this, and girls don't want the schoolboy, they want thugs. So it's like, oh, what's up, cuz? Like, I'm trying to be extra aggressive. I want girls to be like, he with the business, all that type of stuff. And I'm not saying any of these things to you guys as a me giving the excuses on why I did what I did. For me, I'm just telling y'all this is the insight so you can see what my mind state, what my mental was, because your mind, it controls everything. It controls your thought. Well, your thoughts are up here, and those thoughts control your feelings. Those feelings lead to urges, and them urges lead to actions. And because I was deeply embedded in a warped belief system, everything about gangbanging just was so perfect. It just was so right. So boom, here it is, March 5th, 2006. Boom, we see the enemy goes. That's what we called them at the time. Obviously, as a human being and seeing others as human beings, we saw another group of human beings. And so boom, but I'm taking y'all all the way back to 2006, my mind state and everything. So boom, I'm like, oh, could I go to Wooty Woops? You know what I'm saying? I'm choosing not to disrespect this gang because I've no longer, I'm not walking in a gang lifestyle. So I don't want nobody to be like, hey, cuz you was on the internet dissing and woo, woo, woo. So like, nah. So, we seen them, called the homies, showed up with the guns. I grabbed me one, and we literally went hunting, bro. Like, imagine that. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever hunted animals or anything. I know Chris Moore in the group, in the chat, I know he has. Good looking out. Good looking out. What up with a rise above anything? And so it's like we got in the car and we just drove around. One thing about this gang war that was so ugly and very, very scary, in my opinion, we all knew each other's faces. We knew what cars people drove. We knew where people stayed. We knew where, okay, they hang out right here. They knew, okay, we hang out over here. So it was like, yo, all right, let's go. So we driving through. Cuz you see something? No, keep going. Cuz, hey, cuz, turn left. They be over here, cuz. Turn left, cuz. Let's go. Let's keep going. Spot something. Boom, we get on it. Me being the active gang member at the time, I was like, I knew for a fact that night I wanted to be the person that did that. If anybody died that night, I knew that I wanted to be the person that was gonna kill them. And as anybody who watching this who don't know or who hasn't really checked out my content, understand that I don't glorify my past at all. The only reason why I'm speaking on my past, the only reason why I'm so open with talking about my past failures, talking about my mental health, is because I want others to benefit from my down times. I have never set out to save 1 million people. My goal is just save one person. One person, bro. Because I know that if I save one person, the course of history has drastically changed. Because if a person is doing bad and you get them to start doing better and everything. Okay, for sure. I'm definitely gonna get into that, Hutchinson. So, boom, we see him. I jump out the car. It's about 7 something at night, so it's dark. Y'all know it's dark. Boom. So I got my gun, jump out at the store, waiting on the side. And as I'm waiting on the side, bro, I was so criminally and maliciously and evilly driven, right? That the whole time I'm not sitting there thinking like, yo, you about to take a human being's life, bro. Like, you finna kill somebody's family member. I was just like, yeah, cuz they gotta get it. My homeboy died, cuz this from my homie. It was a 40 Glock. And so I was just like, I was just sitting there like with this demonic just trance. Cause I remember my homeboy looking at me like, damn, cuz you own one. I was like, I'm like, soon they come out this store, cuz I'm finna milk them. So boom, right? So I'm like waiting. I'm waiting in the store. I'm waiting outside the store. I'm like, cuz take too long. Like, cuz somebody gotta go, bro. He like, man, what we gonna do? I'm like, cuz I'm gonna go in the store. And it was like, I was so evil, bro. I was so demonically driven that my mind was like, go in the store and kill them then. They're not gonna come out here, go up in here and kill them, bro. And I was like, all right, boom. I push up in the store and I asked the dude who was running the store, I'm like, hey, you see my folks come up in here? And I know he could be, I know he's looking like them couldn't have been your folks with that look that's on your face. You know, people that own stores in the hood and the ghettos and gang and they know what's up. They know the looks. They know I ain't never seen your face around here. You ain't from over here. You're not from this side of town. He was like, no, I ain't seen nobody. But he let the person go out through the back, whatever. So the homie, I'm like, cut, they not in there. So I'm like, all right, is it what we gonna do? We leaving? I'm like, nah, hell no. I'm like, cut, they be right here at that motel. So boom, they like, all right. Now, mind you, 17-year-old kid walking down the street. I got on all blue. I got on a blue Pro Club 2X tall, and that definitely didn't fit me. But this is when we wore our clothes huge. So I got on some academic jeans with a blue A on there, and I got on some navy blue Chucks, and I got on a blue hat. Right? Boom. And I got a 40 Glock in my hand, walking down the street. I'm walking with it. Let me show y'all real quick. I'm walking, and I got the gun like this, and I'm walking with it in front of me. I'm walking with it in front of me like this. That way, if anybody, I'm just walking, so I kind of like conceal it, but be ready to just shoot. I don't want to have it tucked, and I gotta, I've seen people get killed like that. So I'm walking down the street with this loaded gun. I got two other dudes with me. Boom, I run inside the motel. And and it was at that moment, right, when I ran in the motel and I knew what was going on. A glimpse of my humanity, the little bit of human. I always say the little bit of humanity that was still existing in the monster that I had created. It hit me in the head like, don't do this. Do not do this. That's all and I ran out. And as soon as I ran out, that little bit of humanity that was left in me dissipated. It was gone. Because I was like, and I pushed right back in there and I just started shooting, bro. I was trying to kill every single body that was there. Boom. So the murder occurred. Boom, we run, we jump in the car. Now, what I tried to do, I was trying to throw the gun inside the car, inside the window, and I was gonna run. Because my whole thing was like, if I get caught, let me get caught way down here with no weapon on me, far away from. Here's the car. I'm throwing the gun and it hits the window like boom, and it falls. So I picked the gun up, and instead of just throwing it in there and running, I picked the gun up and I jumped in the car. And I'm like, come on, let's go. So boom, we peel out, and I had a homeboy that was rest in peace that he was killed by the gang that we were beefing with, and I remember being like, yeah, cuz, it's for you, T-Mac, cuz. Now you can rest in peace, homie. You feel me? We drive down the street, and I remember my boy T-Mac, man, rest in peace, Tyrell Adams. He used to love that song, Fresh as I'm Is by Lil Bow Wow. You ain't bumping, you ain't saying nothing, homie. You ain't fresh. So that song came on, and I was like, this for cuz. I'm like, rest in peace, cuz, right, bud? And so we driving down the street, and the police get on us. So I'm telling my co-defendant, I'm like, dude, one of the dudes driving. I'm like, yo, go down 102nd Street. Go down 100. We on Century and Prairie. When we cross over Prairie. So this is why we got locked up. This is what the police use to have probable cause to make everything legal. This dude was driving without lights. So they gave him a reason to stop as a traffic violation that led to the arrest of suspects to a homicide, right? Because it was so much shootings going on, shootings and murders, people was getting maimed, you know what I mean? That the city of Inglewood did a joint task force. Oh, good, man. Shout out my sis, man. How you doing, sis? Love you to death. I love that. Let me pin her comment real quick, and I'm gonna get back to this story. And so boom, I remember I'm like, we drive down the street, and then I see the police. They drive past us, and I see them look at us. I'm like, cuz, The police is finna, and I'm explain. As I say, little hood jargon that only people that's from the hood know. I will break it down for those who are not who don't understand that, right? So I'm like, yo, shout out Melbourne, Australia. Exactly. I was looking, I was demonic at the time, bro. Shout out Dago. All right, hey Chrome. So I'm like, I tell him, I'm like, bro, they finna bust a bitch, cuz. He like, I'm like, they finna bust a bitch, bro. And that's what means they finna hit a U-turn. I don't know where that came up from. It always sounded so tough to me in the streets, like, oh, cuz, bust a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I knew it. I'm looking, I'm like, cuz. I'm in the passenger seat. I'm like, cuz. Telling him, cuz, hit the deuce. Because the deuce is dark. Like 102nd Street and what's 102nd Street and Prairie going westbound is hella dark, right? Matter of fact, I told him to go eastbound, right? Going towards Crenshaw. And because I'm like, oh, it's dark out here. We could jump out this car and get little. I got an all blue. I fit in with the night sky, right? So, boom, he don't take my advice. He trying to make it to the freeway. Yeah, this is LA. So he trying to get to the freeway because his thing is like he trying to get to the other clique that we have, right? Because we from the clique in Inglewood, and thank you, Lester. And we got a clique in South Central, right? We got one in Pasadena too, but we wasn't finna go out there. So his whole thing was like, cuz, let me just get us on this freeway so we could boom. I'm like, no, do you not watch TV? Do not get on the freeway. So this fool trying to get on the damn 105 southbound, and boom. And police pull us over. Somebody get away. I don't know what I jumped out. And when I jumped out, as soon as I jumped out, bro, it was an Asian cop. I will never forget the look in his face. That man for sure wanted to kill me. For sure he wanted to kill, because when he was like, as soon as I jumped out the car, and he was like, "What? Don't move, motherfucker! Don't!" And I was like, "Yo, he gonna kill me if I move." So I'm like, I turn around, I try to play it off like, I don't know. I thought I was just so damn smooth, right? So I turn around like, man, what's going on here, right? And so that fool come, he grabbed me, slammed me to the ground, boom. Slammed me to the ground, put his knee on me. No, he wanted to tase me, Dean. He definitely wanted to tase me. For sure, Daddy Han, you too. And so it was like, I'm on the ground. He got his knee in my back. And at this time, Inglewood Police Department, bro, they was like, the Sentinel newspaper had even wrote an article like these dudes was moving like thugs. Most of them all been fired or reassigned to lower things or whatever. But it was like everybody in the city of Inglewood knew IPD, they'll kill you. They will kill you. We said it all the time, like, man, Johnny, man, they'll pop on you. I don't even know. My auntie trying to get him fired 15, 16, 17 years later. But no, so I say all that to say, and this is how I knew it was later confirmed to me, right? My mom ended up telling me. So when because I was on house arrest when I caught this murder. But I got tired of house arrest. Me and my mother was beefing. We wasn't getting along. And I remember one day, this is the day I ran away, right? Not March 5th, but I ran away like a few days earlier. And I remember I was on the phone with one of my homeboys, right? And I was downstairs washing the dishes. I was doing my laundry. I had swept and mopped the floor. And my mom was like, I was on house arrest for I got caught with a gun a week before I committed this murder. And so my mom like, what you downstairs doing? I'm like, cleaning up the dishes you and Mike left in the kitchen. And she like, you ain't got, but when she called me upstairs, I had told my homeboy, I'm like, hey, cuz, if she say anything to me out of pocket that I don't like, cuz I'm in the set tonight, bro. He like, all right, for sure, cuz, run me crib. So I was like, boom. Nah, you almost got me, Vance. And so I went upstairs. She like snapped at me or whatever. And I was like, yeah. So matter of fact, send me that letter. I want to actually post it. So take a picture of it and send it to me on email. I mean, you can email it to me or you can send it to me on text, Auntie. So I was like, "Cuz, you heard what she said?" He's like, "Yeah, bro, for sure. Rest in peace, moms." And he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Cuz, you already know I'm in the hood tonight, my boy." Like, woo, woo. So my mom, she didn't think nothing of it. Because like I said, when she left the house, I was doing laundry, I was cleaning up. So, a parent ain't thinking like, let me stay home because it looked like he's gonna run away doing all these chores. Because I always used to, I used to do my chores and stuff. And so, like, soon as she left, bro, I got dressed. I ain't gonna lie, this part kind of hard. So let me hold on. That's the last time I seen my mom alive, like in the physical form. I seen her at court and all that stuff, but I'm talking about that's the last time I seen my mother as a free man. That's the last time my mom seen me as a free man. You feel me? So, and it was so crazy, right? Because, and tonight I'm gonna talk to y'all about a lot of stuff. So stay with the journey. That's why I tell y'all, stay hitting the notifications, stay watching the content, bro, because my life is deep and my story is powerful. And I tell my story because I don't want nobody else to go down the road that I went. I don't want no other moms sitting in the courtroom crying. One, because their kid is dead, and two, because your kid is the person who killed somebody else's kid. So I want you kids, I want you teenagers, you young adults who ain't messed up as bad as I have and still have action. I want y'all to just use so you don't got to make them. You know what I mean? Like, well, I ain't got to go to prison. DJ went to prison for me. And he went to prison. He learned enough and he motivated me. He inspired me to be my best self now, not later. You see what I'm saying? And so moms was gone. Her and her boyfriend went out and I was in the hood, bro. You know what I mean? I got into all types of things. I was into everything, bro. Anything I could do to make money. You know what I'm saying? I was like, let's go. You got some money in your pocket. Let me run that my way. The church phones was really big. Let me get that I-95 off you, brother. Let me get that what was that? Somebody in the chat, if y'all remember the Nextel phone, I think it's the 830. You hit the button and the flip phone, it pops open. Slide that. Oh, you got that's a 930? Slide that. No, I have thought about that. I definitely have thought about doing reactions. But so that was what it was, right? And I was just like, bro, I was just so far gone, man. And the reason why I want to talk to you guys about this, not just so much so you just know more about me, but so you know why I do what I do. Because my actions led to my brother's death. It led to my mom's, you know what I'm saying? My mother passed away of lupus, but I always say my mom died of a broken heart. Here it is. This single mother of two boys worked her ass off. So me and my little brother wasn't dusty. So we wasn't hungry. You know what I mean? And I'm here it is. Out of with all the sacrifices my mama made, my best gift to her was joining the game and stressing her the hell out. And I remember going to trial, bro. I remember when I was in trial. I was telling myself, I said, Dave, I said, bro, if you get found guilty, your mama gonna die. Because I knew it was gonna kill her. Because me and my mom basically grew up. My mother only 20 years older than me. We basically grew up together. You see what I'm saying? And I remember the whole time in trial, I was like talking to God. I was like, God, please don't let me get found guilty. I said, it's gonna kill my mama. It's gonna, during this stream, I'm gonna tell you all the people that I hurt. And I just wanted to apologize to my little sister Carla Jackson because I left my brother out here around dudes who showed him wrong, and he never was able to fully love her the way that she needed to be loved. And I felt like and I'm doing this right now because I just really, she's here. She'd never be in my lives. And so I wanted to take this time and I just want to tell you, sis, I apologize to you because I didn't set a great example for my brother. I showed him everything that was wrong, and I left him around dudes that was supposed to be tough or whatever. And they showed him even worse things than me. You know what I'm saying? I love you too. And so, man, I remember getting found. I remember when they called me back out to they called me. The jury was in deliberation. They came back, and I remember I was praying. I was in the holding tank. I was praying, and I remember the deputy opened up the door. The bailiff opened the door, and it was like, I'm like, they back already? He like, yeah, man. I'm like, all right, for sure. So I went out there. And it was like in the count of murder in the first degree. How did the jury find it? It was like guilty. And I never forget my mom letting out this gas that will stay with me to the rest of my days. When they said guilty of that first charge, my mama said, you know what I mean? Like like breath was, and I knew it. I'm like, damn, you just killed your mama. So I walk around with that burden on me as well. And I know people say like, no, you didn't. No, I did. I didn't have to be involved. Listen to me. I know people who you be like, okay, it makes sense why you joined the gang. I had no business joining the gang, man. I've always been very well spoken, educated. My mother was a school teacher. My aunt always showered me with love and affection growing. Like I had good role models. I had, you know what I mean? Like my dad wasn't nothing, so my mom got rid of him. My brother's dad wasn't nothing, so my mom got rid. Like she tried her best to keep good people around us. My little cousin Dylan, his father was really like the first father I ever had. You know what I mean? He showed me a lot. He showed me how to fish, like all type of stuff, man. Like it was just really crazy. So shout out to my Uncle Michael, man, for accepting that role. You know, he didn't have to do that. He could have just been my uncle and be like, hey, this, Marie, this your nephew. You feel me? What's going on? Welcome everybody who just joined the chat. And so it's like that day happened. And I remember my mom, like, she's like, man, D. And I was like, Mama, I'm going to be home. No, Uncle Michael ain't rest in peace. He just ain't in the picture like that no more. But shout out Uncle Michael. And so that happened. I never forget, bro, that long ass ride back to the county jail. Man, that long ass ride to the county jail. I'm sitting there and I'm leaning like this, man. I'm chained to my boy from Black P Stones, my boy Jay Stone. I'm like, he's looking at me. He's like, you gonna be all right, bro? I'm like, yeah, I'm a rider. I'm like, no, I'm like, but I was crying. I was good all the way. Exactly. My sister, Carla, I used to always tell people, I'll be back home. Everybody like, and it, like that life sentence, bro. I was engaged. She couldn't do the time. No bad feeling. I mean, life sentence. Come on, man. I was 22. She was 21. Come on, bro. But listen to me. That's why March 5th, bro, will forever be a day that I will never ever forget because that day took away so much from me. And I took away a lot from everybody else. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I always say, bro, like to the day I die, I'll never be like, oh, they didn't have to give me all the time. Like, no, I deserve that and much more. You feel me? Me getting my sense of community is something I didn't deserve at all. It was a blessing. That's why I live every single day like a blessing. I'm gonna tell y'all this too. This is another thing. I'm gonna show you how strong I stay, right? How ironic today, out of all days, I lose my daytime job. They said that they need to replace me. They need to bring in new people, whatever. And I was just like, damn. what kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I practice law of attraction, so I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in luck or none of that stuff. So it's like, I just felt like that was God opening a bigger door, because I always say God don't close no door unless he open up a bigger one for you. But I just want to throw that out there to y'all so y'all could continue to stay great above hate. But that long ass ride back to the county jail, bro, I'm just crying. I'm just like, I'm looking at the street, and out of all the days, the driver that we had, he just took the streets all the way back to the county jail. I guess it was the freeway was super crowded, and I'm just rolling through all these spots that I used to hang at, that I've chilled, stores I done went inside of, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just looking like, damn, I ain't gonna never see this shit again. That was my mind state. When I got found guilty, I was like, because I never heard of nobody getting a sentence commuted. I never heard of nobody only doing 15 years on a life. I never heard of that. I didn't. So it was like, if I don't get my case overturned, I'm dying in prison. And that was always like my biggest fear. Like, I don't want to die in prison. I don't want to be sharing showers with dudes for the rest of I don't want none of that. So I used to always pray to God. I used to always meditate, visualize myself being free and everything of that nature. So anyway, I'll never forget this. And I'm gonna have to try to find it. I don't know, but Carla, if you still here, you know him very well. It's a crackhead that's in my neighborhood named Lamar. And when I say crackhead, I'm talking about smoked out. And so I see him in the court thing. I say, Lamar, cuz it's over for me. He said, what you talking about, cuz? I said, cuz they just gave me all day, cuz I'm finna go die in prison. And he said, I always call it, whenever I tell my story, I always say, this was my burning bush moment. And I call it that because I obviously read the Bible and everything like that. And it was the moment when Moses seen a bush that was consumed by fire, but it was not, being dwindled. It wasn't being ate up. It wasn't being consumed. And God spoke to me and said, Moses, Moses, take off your sandals, for the ground you stand on is hallowed, which is holy. And so it was that bush that made Moses be like, this got to be God. This bush is on fire and it ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And so Lamar, thank you, Dre Different. So it's like I'm telling Lamar this, and let's mind you this. Ever since I know Lamar ain't never made a damn lick bit of sense. Not a damn lick bit of. Lamar got hit by a big rig, and all he told to do was go buy him 2 bottles of silver satin and give him $100. You feel me? So you gotta know that this dude is like out there. And he told me, he said, RIVR. And so he said, no, cuz, don't say that. Don't say that. He said, it ain't over. It ain't over. I said, cuz, it's over with. I said, they just gave me life in prison. I'm never going to see the streets again. He said, no, you can appeal that. He said, no, cuz, it ain't never over. He talked just like that. He said, it ain't never over, cuz, no. He said, cuz, you better keep fighting, cuz, you from Ravens. I was like, if this crackhead in this most dire situation that's it. And Lamar is a great dude. He living his best life. His best life ain't got nothing to do with Instagram. Believe that. So I'm like, if Lamar can make all his damn sense, it ain't over. I'm like, that's when I told myself, I'm like, nah, cuz we fighting. And so many people don't know this, right? So I kind of had an inkling that I was going to get found guilty because I've never had a dream like this. But I had got a new district attorney, and her name was Allison Otrowski. You feel me? I always call her a pit bull in a skirt because she was vicious. She was just like, and no, I found Lamar. I gave him some money too when I saw him. You know what I'm saying? And Come on. Let me hold on, guys. Let me get this guy out of our chat. We don't play these type of games. Yeah. Let me put him on a timeout. There it is. He's gone. All right. Good looking out, big city Willis. So I'm I'm fighting. But before that, when I got Allison Otrowski as my district attorney from the hardcore game division, right? Uh, I'll never get. I seen a new DA, and I went back to my cell because she had just ad charged me for conspiracy to commit murder. I was like, went back to the cell talking to someone. I'm like, cuz this B ain't playing, bro. She just ad charged me. Whoa. On the real, yeah. She did try to get my family kicked out of the courtroom during trial and everything. So I'm like, I tell my boy, like, cuz she ain't playing, fool. He like, what? I'm like, bro, whoa. So I go to sleep. I will never forget. I will never, as long as I live, forget this dream. This dream actually kept me going my entire prison term. So I'm asleep. It's a liquor store in my neighborhood called Joe's Liquor Store, right? I don't know if it's still called that. Carter, what's the name of it now? But for story's sake, it was called Joe's, right? And in the dream, I'm standing in front of the store. Like the way you guys see me in front of this camera, I'm standing in front of the store, and the camera is the DA looking at me. And I just hear guilty, guilty, guilty. And then none of my homies popped up in my dream. Yo, shout out X Viper for the super chat. I mean, what is that? The super thanks? I appreciate that, my boy. That's all love. Hey, if y'all want to be like my man, X Viper, go ahead and donate, man. Hit that donate button. You know what I'm saying? Send me a super chat, send me a super thanks. Look out for your boy. But anyway, no, I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, man. Anytime y'all ever give anything, just showing up is a lot for me, though. That was just extra. And so I'll never forget. So boom, we having a face off. It's like an old Western standoff, right? And I'm gonna answer your question. Ooh, come up here and do your thing. So in the dream, we face off. Guilty, guilty. All my friends, like from high school, people that I should have stayed associating myself with, right? People that I left for the gang and all this type of stuff. And they like just popping up. They're like, yo, DJ, what's up? Dave, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. This B thinks she got me. I'm like, but it ain't over. I'm like, you know I'm gonna be back, right? She's like, I know you are. I'm like, you know it ain't over, right? Like, you know I'm coming home. Like, you know, she's like, trust me, Mr. Spivey, I know you'll be back. I know you're coming home. And I was like, damn, that dream. I'm like, oh, good luck. Shout out Marie B. Matt with the super whoop, bop, whoop, bop, bop. She said, I got to come over here and match with X Viper just shot it. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Can we get a bit of, can I get a $250? No, I'm just playing with y'all. But on the real though, so that dream just kept me pushing. I'm like, it ain't over. It ain't over. So I just kept, you know, when I first hit the pen, you know, for you guys who don't know, as soon as I hit prison, I went to prison December 2nd. My mom died January 18th from lupus. Imagine that. I'm in prison, fresh life sentence, and my mama died. My mother's and I knew, yo, X Viper. Oh my God. My little sister is a boss, and she always makes sure people know it. I love you, sis. I love you for that. Thank you so much. That means so much to your boy. For real, for real, for real. I definitely appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. So hey, don't oh, X Viper come through with another. I appreciate you. Yeah, she said, I'm on this thing. Exactly. And I'm gonna keep doing these lives too. That's why another thing I feel is like me not having a job in the morning, it gives me more time to focus on my content. It gives me more time to build my YouTube channel. It gives me more time to. My name is Jesh. What's going on, Jesh? Welcome everybody who just hit the live. If you just joined, you've missed quite a story. Go back when this is done and watch the whole thing from start to finish, man. It's jewels being dropped. And I'm telling you. So I just knew like I'm not dying here, man. That dream, it kept propelling me. It was moving me. It was like, yo, you got this, you got this. So I was like, let me figure it out. So the first thing I did, like, let me get my spiritual connection back. Start talking to God. No, that's all good, Dre. So, boom, I got the spiritual connection back with God. Then I had to start educating myself more, right? And it was like, boom, 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 boom. Oh, shot. He wants to dab. Dabbing on him with the big ruler. Dab. You know what I'm saying? Dab. You know what I'm saying? Dab. You know what I'm saying? Dab. I got to give it up for him one time for that. You feel me? So, boom. I remember I was in Pelican Bay. I remember, and I'll never forget, right? I was in Pelican Bay. Me and my homie, Lil Scotty was Sellies. Shout out Algernon Reed, man. We trying to help free him, man. We'll get into that a whole nother. I'm gonna have an episode. Also, real quick, if you got anybody, any loved ones that's behind bars, and you want their story to be told, DM me on. Let me put my Instagram up here. DM me on Instagram. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Oh, let me put that _R_ general. And you can always tap in with me right there on Instagram. You can, and I'm coming with a new thing where I want to do forgotten ones. So if you got a brother, cousin, sister, mom, whoever, and you want their story told, DM me on Instagram. Let's chop it up and let's put it out there. We're gonna do a whole new thing with that as well. Let's not forget the lost ones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that was just like what it was. So boom. I tell my homeboy Scotty one night we watching the Grammys, right? We watching the Grammys. And the song Freedom with John Legend and Common. And freedom, I ain't gonna kill y'all with my horrible singing. And freedom and all that old stuff, right? And he like, let's end mass incarceration. Let's end whoop whoop. And I tap the bunk. I say, he said, what up, cuz? I said, hey, better get your shit together. He said, what you talking about? I said, cuz we gonna go home. He said, why you say that? I said, bro, this is the Grammys. This is one, if not the biggest stage on television. You feel me? And I have to go. Well, have a good night. All right, for sure. You too, X Viper. Appreciate you in the live, man. Hope to see you on next ones. So, boom. I really started getting my stuff together. I was like, yeah, let's go. Hey, man, Warrior Cam, I just seen your comment. Let me tell you, man, that time with meeting Gideon was no. Hey, man, it was not. I don't believe in coincidences. So I ended up getting transferred, lowered my points, get my stuff together. I really started going to classes. I started going to college. I started learning trades. That's when anytime I would talk to Carla, I'd be like, yo, sis, I'm gonna come home. She'd be like, what up, bro? Like, I'd go down to the court, trying to fight my case still, and I talk to her. And she told me something so funny one day. I'm gonna call her before I say it. I want her so she could be like, "Oh yeah, you can say it, bro." Or like, "Nah, don't say that." But I'll be like, she's like, "What's up, bro?" I'll be like, "Cuz." I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, "Man, I'm coming home. I'll be home." She's like, "For real?" I'm like, "I'll be home." I'm like, "I know everybody think I'm lying. I know people don't think." I'm like, "I'll be home, sis." Hey man, appreciate you. Oh, okay. Carla said go. So I remember talking to Carla, right? I'm in the county jail. She's like, bro. I'm like, what's up? She was like, damn, cuz, when they gonna let you out of jail? I'm like, cuz, I'm trying to come home. Well, she's like, and you need to just snitch. Whoa, tell on them dudes. Whoa. She like, because there's a bunch of these busters out here that told on people now. She like, I know they ain't gonna say nothing to you. They know you will F them up. So just tell. Just come on home. Ain't nobody gonna give a damn. She's like, I'm gonna love you anyway. And I was like, yeah, no, I was like, but that was love. Because she was like, F the code, F the streets, F like, we want you home, boy. Like, come on home, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm home now, you know what I'm saying? Didn't tell on nobody, but I'm home. But I always said I was going to come home, right? And let me bring it back to the motivation, to the inspiration of everything. I don't give a damn how bad it looks. I don't care what you even did. Look, I went to jail for murder, attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder. You dying laughing right now, huh? Conspiracy to commit murder and a shooting didn't have to do it. And all of this for the benefit, for the sole benefit of a gang, right? I received a life sentence in prison. I did not give up. Today, I was fired. I didn't do nothing wrong with it. I did wrong on the case. Believe that. But I didn't do nothing wrong with it. I got fired. But you don't ever allow the problem to take you down. You take the problem down in triumph. You see what I'm saying? Always remember that you got this. Every day of your life, you got this. It don't matter what it look like to the left, to the right, in the front, or behind you. You got this, right? I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And one thing that I love about the bird eagle, the eagle itself, right? An eagle will see a storm and will fly into the eye of the storm and come up out of that storm. It don't, other birds be like, oh, we got to try to find, the eagle be like, what? You got me. Damn, and go, right? That's all I've been doing is just continuing to go, continuing to believe, never allowing what my yesterday looked like to affect my today or affect my tomorrow. How do you do that? You live in the now. You stay engrossed in what you want to do with yourself, the image you see for yourself. You know, if you make a mistake, try it again. That's the same thing in relationships. This dude may not be for you. Try it again. You know, I'm talking to somebody right now. I'm not going to say the name, but you are so much better than every dude you to mess with. And God got you. God got you. And I promise the day you find when that man find you, when God sends him to you, the rest of the dudes, they're going to be like, damn. So every time when you have these mistakes in your life, when you have these bumps in the road, these people who come in your life who really ain't, they're preparing you. Every loss, every failure, every no is propelling you to your greatest yes, your biggest blessing, your most. You be like, I was not like when I got my sentence community, I was like, because everything I was doing it for me. I wanted to be a better person for myself, but I also was like, I hope I can go home one day. I hope I can make it out. And it's like you know, you just living on hope. You just kind of walking by faith, not by sight. Go ahead, sis. Get them kids ready. You know what I'm saying? I love you too. And so it's like, don't give up today because tomorrow could be it. You feel me? There were so many times I was in prison. I told y'all I suffer from depression. It was so many times I was in prison where I'd just be so downtrodden. Like, is what I'm doing even worth any? Like, is this shit going? You know, like, is my lot to just die in prison? Is this where it's going to be it for me? That's what I was like. Is this what it's going to be like? But I never voiced it. I never told nobody I felt that way. That was just how and I was like, let's get up tomorrow and try it again. Let's try it again. Let's be different tomorrow. Let's be, you know what I'm saying? You dig what look at me. Live and direct for the Triple R podcast. You feel me? Ran into Gideon. Who runs into Gideon? Who runs into this dude that he's not pranking? That shows you the miracle. That shows you the power of God. Like this dude could have literally edited me out of that video. Or the video could have kept me in and it was a joke. Like when he's like, all right, everybody go follow. And it could have been like a voiceover. He's dumbass. Thought I was going to really shout him out. Like it could have been any of that. But God knew that my purpose. He knew everybody watching this live stream, everybody who's been watching my content, everybody who has benefited from the content I've made, it's because you individually are important to God. You have a purpose that's so much greater than yourself that you don't even know it yet. But that's what these messages are for. My message is for everybody who feel like giving up. My message is for those who have given up. I'm here to tell you, get back in the game, get back in the race, get back in the fight. Don't you ever stop. Don't you ever let nobody tell you that you're not worthy, that you're not great, that you're not amazing. Don't you never let nobody tell you that you can't do what you got to do, because you can, you will, and you must. You must stay great above hate. You must always dig deep. It's days, man, when it's so hard for me. I got to dig deep. I don't know if any of you guys ever you ever been outside the U.S. I have not, but I do plan on going. And so it's like, no matter what people say about you, that shit don't mean nothing if you don't believe it. Don't you say what they saying about you. Man, everybody saying I'm a loser. Everybody, because if that was the case, bro, I'd still be in jail serving life sentence for murder. I said, no, Yes, I committed a murder. Yes, I was a gang member. Well, no, I was a gang banger. You feel me? It's a difference. That gang bangers are active. Gang members are like, hey, where the party at? There. You feel me? But those are the things I was. I was like, how do I change that? I got to change me. I got to invest in me. I got the district attorney calling me this. I got a judge calling me. I got the police saying this. I got correctional officers. I got people who gave up on me in life saying that boy will never make it home here. No, it didn't matter what they said, because I said I'm gonna become a man of valor. I'm gonna become a man of integrity. Watch this. This is integrity for you. Going home one day, looking yo, for sure. That's my goal. I'm here to inspire. Y'all, I'm glad you saw me. I'm glad you came through. I'm glad you pulled up. You missed a lot of it, bro. If you could do me a big solid, go back and watch it. Hear my story. See why I'm doing what I'm doing. I promise you won't be disappointed, man. Stay along the ride. Stay on the journey, man, with your boy DJ, Mr. Triple R. Let's get it. Let's run it up. Let's keep going. My goal is to become y'all number one favorite content creator, man, where y'all come to get y'all daily dose of motivation and inspiration. How you doing, Oliver? You feel me? So I started investing in myself every day. I started reading different books. I got in college. I stopped associating with people who wasn't. That's another thing, y'all. My mom used to always tell me when I was growing up. My mom and my auntie Alice used to tell me this all the time. They used to be like, "You the company you keep." And you know, when you a kid, you like, yeah, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know my friends and all this old stuff. And that was so true. I learned it in prison. You are the company you keep. So I stopped hanging out with the dudes that was always getting write-ups, getting into the bull crap. Started hanging with the dudes that was going to college, the dudes that was going to self-help groups, dudes who hadn't been wrote up in 5, 6, 7, 8. Some dudes 9, 20, 9, 10, 20 years, they ain't had a write-up. I started hanging out with them. I started talking to them. I started picking their brain. I'd be like, yo, yes, I met Gideon. And I'd be like, how you walk away from the game? What you do? How you do that? And I was see, that's the thing. I want y'all to know, when you change, and a lot of times, a lot of us, including myself, we don't have the courage to just do a cold turkey 180. People always say 360, but if you do a 360, you're going to end up right back where you started. So I would say 180. Thank you for the inspiration. You're such a nice guy. Oh, shout out Evelyn. I really appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Pray that you continue to stay here, support the content. When I make videos, I love comments, because I want to know what y'all liked about it, what y'all didn't like, what y'all would love to see more of. So y'all stay, you know what I'm saying? I have a Discord. The link is up in my YouTube community tab. Join the Discord. You can talk to me. I talk back. I work nights. I do security at nighttime. So I'm always up. So you can always be like, yo, love the stream, man. I would have loved to see this. Or I'm glad you know, whatever. Bro, don't go to prison. That's your biggest fear. If your biggest fear is don't go to, if your biggest fear is going to prison, bro, change your life. My biggest fear was dying in prison, so I changed my life. You understand me? My biggest fear was dying in prison, so I changed my life. You watching YouTube right now, so you 1,000 times better than I ever was, because I didn't have a fear of going to prison. I didn't, bro. I didn't care. I'm telling you, this was the look I had. I was like, cuz I killed. This is how I was living my life. Oh, he has already forgiven me. John 3:16. Don't ever forget it. So I'm saying all this to say, y'all, you got this. And I'm gonna end it with that. Y'all have a great night. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure being the general of this army and your host for this podcast, this live stream. Stay tuned because there's more heat to come. As always, your boy DJ, Mr. Triple R. Gotta let y'all see the Triple R. Stay great above hate. Love you.